Lo, calamities, epidemics, all manner of disease among both humans and animals, bad weather, lean and fruitless years, devastating hailstorms, widespread destructive floods, hurricanes, great storms, plagues of locusts, and the like. All of these things are merely consequences of man's twisted behavior. The Great Flood. However, man too has been given such laws, which govern his behavior and his physical presence. Whenever man attempts to rebel against this order and seeks to twist the world in his image, it is not the spontaneous wrath of God that punishes him, but the grounded divine laws within everything created, affronted by man's failure to consider them. I had instructed more than 100 prophets and emissaries to warn the people against acting contrary to the natural and divine laws. Over there, eastward, you behold a tall and densely forested mountain range. Take an army with the strength of 1,000,000 men and set fire to the woods, and shortly will the mountains be utterly bare. What consequences will this act bring about? The many nature spirits, now stripped naked and deprived of their activity, will rage and clamor throughout the open air. Innumerable flashes of lightning, violent cloudbursts, and incessant hailstorms will ravage the land far and wide. All this is a natural consequence of deforestation. Tell me of any evidence pointing towards the wrath and vengeance of God. Millions of men zealously endeavor to level mountains, to drain great lakes and fill them with earth, to construct broad highways and facilitate warfare, to clear the slopes of whole mountain ranges, up to 700 to 900 meters, to dig 400 to 500 meter deep moats around the base of mountains, thereby tapping into the Earth's hidden reservoirs, so that the mountains subside into the vast cavities beneath, now drained, and the water begins to rise, so that, in Asia, it rages like the sea, nearly engulfing the highest summits. Add to this the fact that, along with the mountains, many 100,000 acres of healthy forest land are destroyed, releasing myriads of earth and nature spirits, formerly occupied with caring for the beautiful, lush vegetation, but now are suddenly free, with no tasks to perform. Ask yourself what an uproar would erupt among the spirits in the skies above. What storms and enormous cloudbursts, what hailstorms and innumerable lightning strikes would be hurled down from the heavens onto the earth below, for more than 40 days, and what enormous quantities of water would flood nearly the entirety of Asia. All this because of natural causes. Again, I ask, was this too the work of God's wrath and implacable vengeance? The causes of catastrophes. The Lord. I tell you this, to live merely 50 years in the righteous order of God, and never again will you see, hear, or taste any calamity. Lo, calamities, epidemics, all manner of disease among both humans and animals, bad weather, lean and fruitless years, devastating hailstorms, widespread destructive floods, hurricanes, great storms, plagues of locusts, and the like. All of these things are merely consequences of man's twisted behavior. If man were to live within God's given order as much as possible, then he would have no reason to expect any of these disasters. However, the clever and exceedingly shrewd men undertake projects far in excess of their needs. For instance, erecting buildings that are far too large, carrying out unwarranted improvements, leveling entire mountains to construct highways and wage more war, destroying hundreds of thousands of acres of the most lush forest land, digging far too deep into the mountains to mine gold and silver, and lastly, living in continual dispute and discord with one another. All the while, they are constantly surrounded by hordes of intelligent nature spirits, secretly responsible for all manner of weather on this earth, as well as for the purity and health of the air, water, and soil. Is it then any wonder that this earth is increasingly afflicted by an unfathomable amount of evils of every type and description? Jesus elucidates the meaning of God's wrath.